Manchester United identified Marcus Rashford successor as winger linked with transfer. Manchester United are not the only club linked with the Dutch playmaker, with questions lingering over Rashford's future at Old Trafford. Manchester United have reportedly set sights on Paris Saint-Germain star Xavi Simons following an impressive loan spell at RB Leipzig. The Dutchman is currently away with the Netherlands in Germany for Euro 2024, but has intense speculation surrounding his future with Arsenal, Manchester City and Bayern Munich all linked with transfer interest. United are looking for a new attacker this summer, but are thought to be targeting a striker, with Rasmus Højlund now the only natural centre-forward at the club, with Anthony Martial leaving upon the end of his contract this month. Simons is a versatile asset who can play on either wing. He can also play as the number 10, which may be appealing given Mason Mount's poor maiden injury-hit season, and Bruno Fernandes, 30 in September, missed his first ever United games through injury towards the end of the last campaign. A report from L'Equipe is linking United with interest in Simons, who mostly plays on the left flank and recorded 10 goals and 15 assists in 43 matches last term. Marcus Rashford had a poor season on the left flank last term, netting just 8 goals across all competitions. Alejandro Garnacho is now considered the first-choice pick there, with Rashford benched for the final 2 games of the Premier League season, albeit he did start the FA Cup final after learning he had been omitted from England's Euro 2024 provisional squad. Meanwhile, Facundo Pellistri is being linked with a move to Brazilian giants Flamengo. Journalist and fellow Uruguayan native Sebas Giovanelli claims the club hold an interest in the winger, who made his senior United debut 18 months ago. The 22-year-old made 14 appearances for United, of which 3 were starts, during the first half of last season, before earning consistent game time at loan club Granada, relegated from La Liga, from January onwards. Pellistri, who soon enters the final year of his United contract, was due to go out on loan for the whole season before an injury to Amad changed Erik ten Hag's plans. He could be one name to be shown the Old Trafford exit door, with Sir Jim Ratcliffe set to be ruthless in organising departures this summer, with United close to Premier League spending limit. Manchester United sent £65 million demand as manager drops summer transfer hint. The latest Manchester United news and opinion, as we bring you the latest, including stories surrounding interest in Marc, Guehi and Ivan Toney. Preparations will be going on for the 2024-25 season for Manchester United now that there is a bit more certainty over the future of manager Erik ten Hag. After a review of the season, the decision has been made to stick with the Dutchman going into the new season. It comes after he delivered 2 trophies in the last 2 seasons. With that decision now made, eyes turn to the summer transfer window, where there could be a few comings and goings before the start of the new campaign. The start of the European Championships also sees several United players represent their countries, as well as a chance to cast an eye over any potential transfer targets. Here is a look at a couple of the latest stories around Old Trafford with our own view on the situation. Crystal Palace make Marc Guehi demand. Crystal Palace will demand at least £65 million for defender Marc Guehi this summer, according to The Telegraph. United, along with Liverpool and Tottenham, have been named as 3 clubs among those interested in the centre-back during the summer transfer window. Men Sport says, United seem to have set their sights on Everton's Jerry Branthwaite this summer, having seen an opening £35 million bid rejected last week. The Toffees are said to value the centre-back at £70 to £80 million, meaning that the club could be forced onto other targets, including Guehi. It does however seem that the defender will cost a price in a similar region to Branthwaite. Men Sport understands that United are keen to sign 2 centre-backs this summer, following the departure of Raphael Varane. But the big price tags put on both players could force the club to look elsewhere. Ivan Toney transfer hint dropped. Brentford boss Thomas Frank was on punditry duty for Euro 2024 on Monday afternoon, giving the presenters the chance to try and get little insights into possible summer transfers. When speaking about Ukrainian striker Artem Dovik, Frank sent a hint about Brentford frontman Ivan Toney amid links to United. Speaking about Dovik, Frank told BBC One, "There's a lot of clubs looking at him, I don't doubt that. I can see him in the Premier League in the future as well. I like his left foot, it's really, really good." Presenter Marc Chapman then said, "Maybe in red and white, Brentford colours? I wasn't expecting you to tell us your transfer plans." To which Frank replied, "You never know, but no, I don't think so. I think we have a pretty good striker in Ivan Toney. Men Sport says, Toney is a name that is expected to be mentioned a lot over the summer transfer window. Erik ten Hag is understood to be keen to add another striker to his squad ahead of the new season, with Toney emerging as a potential target. Frank's latest comments suggest that he expects the striker to stay at Brentford beyond the summer, without the club having to bring in a replacement. There has however been mixed messages from the Bees, with a club chief saying at the end of March that Toney could be sold, but only at the right price. It is a situation United could be keeping an eye on. Manchester United can sign a striker by using clever Borussia Dortmund transfer ploy. Jadon Sancho spent the second half of the season on loan with Borussia Dortmund and could return on a permanent deal. Many thought the traditional number 9 was destined for extinction in the 2010s. False nines and diminutive, pacey forwards were deployed by the most successful teams, and the stereotypical centre-forward was seen increasingly sparingly at elite level. It became a trend not to use old-school centre-forwards, but strikers have enjoyed a renaissance over the last few years, and they are suddenly very much in fashion again. Erling Haaland has helped to rescue his own breed from extinction. Since he emerged as one of the world's best players, Haaland has demonstrated the benefits of having a powerful striker to lead the attack, and there is a new generation of traditional centre-forwards coming through, but traditional strikers coming back into fashion has helped those who fit that description of all ages. There have been a few stereotypical centre-forwards, tall, powerful and broad-shouldered, seen at Euro 2024 already, and some are in the autumn of their careers. Striker Adam Buksa, who stands at 6 feet 3 inches, provided Poland with presence in their opening group game. Martin Adam came off the bench for Hungary and his 6 feet 2 inches, while Nicolas Fullkrug scored for Germany in their 5-1 hammering of Scotland last Friday night. He is also 6 feet 2 inches. Fullkrug plays for Borussia Dortmund and was impressive in the Champions League last season, providing his side with a focal point and a menacing presence in the opposition's box. He finished his first Bundesliga season with Dortmund as the club's second highest league scorer with 12 goals, and he's the sort of profile Manchester United should be targeting. United splashed the cash to sign a raw Rasmus Højlund in a deal worth £72 million last summer, although ideally another striker would have been signed to support him. The 21-year-old has vast potential, and he enjoyed a brilliant start to 2024, scoring 6 league goals, but another forward is needed this summer, especially as Marcus Rashford's goals dried up and Anthony Martial finally left the club on a free transfer upon the expiry of his contract. Højlund has almost single-handedly shouldered the burden of scoring United's goals, and that pressure has come too soon. United need a striker who can ease the load on Højlund and can contribute from the bench and feature in the different cup competitions. United are working with a limited budget this summer. Erik ten Hag has spent over £400 million since arriving at Old Trafford, and they might need to get creative in the market. Signing one of Europe's most prolific strikers for a significant fee isn't an option for United, and someone like Fullkrug would be attainable and a low-risk investment. Fullkrug only signed for Dortmund last summer, signing from Werder Bremen for a reported fee of €13 million, and that was value for money considering he scored 3 goals on their way to the Champions League final. If United are struggling for inspiration in the market, they could do worse than signing Fullkrug on a short-term deal, and perhaps he could be used in a deal for Jadon Sancho. Sancho spent the second half of last season on loan with Dortmund, and their sporting director, speaking before the Champions League final, hinted they'd be open to signing him permanently. United could invite Dortmund to bid £25 million for Sancho and request for Fullkrug to be included in the deal, which would be shrewd business. If that avenue isn't possible and Dortmund don't want to sign Sancho permanently, it would still be worth launching a bid for Fullkrug. United need to think outside the box, and Fullkrug could be a great option.